weak character arcs can ruin even the best stories. You want to avoid that? Then stick around. These 5 mistakes are easier to fix than you think. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bridget. I am a writer, filmmaker, storyteller, and I'm here to help you write the most authentic and engaging stories that you possibly can. The first big mistake is a lack of clear goals and stakes. Now, I put these together because they're kind of similar, and they have a similar solution. The solution is simply to ask your characters what they want and what is at stake for them if they don't get it. Having a clear want is pretty simple. What is your character aiming to get out of this experience? Sometimes they don't have one. So this is simply a case of questioning your characters and having something very clear to drive them. I think this is easily something to overlook because you get kind of lost in the sea of plot points and everything, but you really need your characters to be driven to do something personally. So, question them. Interrogate your characters. It's important. Mistake number 2 is ignoring internal conflict. And this is something that I have dealt with a few times, and the writing method that I love and will not stop talking about on this channel, the plot embryo, solves for me. The internal conflict is something that is often overlooked in plot-driven stories. Having a structure like the plot embryo and being able to ask your characters or ask yourself what lesson you want your characters to learn will help build their internal conflict, and as a result, build their character arc more easily, because the lesson that they learn is the backbone of their character arc. So there you go. You've got the key of what their character arc is going to be. Mistake number 3 is that the character remains the same or they don't learn anything. As I said in the last point, the characters having a lesson to learn is very important. So having a flat character arc in modern storytelling is not seen as engaging. We want to see people grow. We want to see, oh my gosh, my voice. We want to see character growth. We want to see people learning things and be told what we should learn from their lessons. So having your characters not change or learn anything doesn't make them the most engaging characters. This is useful for side characters, it's useful for antagonists most of the time, but not for main characters. The main character is the one that carries the theme, carries the key lesson of the story. So of all the people to not have a transformation, try to avoid having that in your main character. And to fix this problem, I would recommend that early on you establish the belief that your character has, and this is a belief that needs to change. Usually it's something that you personally disagree with, or some kind of belief about themselves that you want to communicate to your audience that is incorrect. Maybe it's that they have very low self-worth, and that is something that you want them to change over the course of the story, and it's a story about self-love. The overall solution is to find something in your characters that can change. Maybe it's a belief, maybe it's a perspective. Mistake number 4 is not connecting the character arc to your theme. Now, the theme is very important, and especially in the case of, again, your main character, the theme informs their arc because your main character is the carrier of your arc. The lesson that they learn should be heavily tied to the theme of your story. The solution to not having your character arc tied to your theme is building something I like to call a theme map or theme table. I have one of these in my Notion template that came out last week. So if you want to grab that, I'll leave a link down in the description. Through the chart, we have each character can be listed on this chart, and you put in their stance on the theme. And this is very important because it starts to build out the dynamics of your characters. It starts to build their worldviews, because this is the main issue of your story. It's like if everybody simply had one topic to talk about at dinner. Let's say there's one big event. There's one big mentality that everybody talks about all the time. And that is basically what you do in your story. So having your character arc tied to this one main topic is so important, because it's what everything revolves around. It is what your story is orbiting all the time. So building this theme chart is incredibly important. You want to know where everybody stands in regards to the theme. Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they neutral somehow? Do they change their stance through the story? So on and so forth. And how does this impact how they relate and engage with the other characters? And lastly, mistake number 5. Your characters are too passive/reactive. Now, this is something that I actually got as feedback from one of my writing professors at film school, and it was something that I didn't realize I was doing, and it was at the time in my log line, which, if you don't know, is a really short pitch for your story. And using the word forced or had to, that takes away your character's agency. And that is something you really don't want to do. You don't want to force your characters into something. That doesn't tell your audience as much about your characters as if they are somehow choosing to do this. Even if they are, in some perspectives, forced into it, if they tell themselves they were forced into it, that can be all right. But there should be an active choice, like Frodo and like Katniss. I volunteer as tribute. That's what you want your characters to be like, because that makes them more interesting. It makes them have something in them that we kind of wish that we had. We wish we had that bravery of being like, I will sacrifice myself to do this for other people. So the solution for this is simply to have your characters be challenged so much that they can't sit back. And having something like that triggers your characters, that brings out another side, a self-sacrificing side, will help your story move forward in a more engaging way than if they're simply forced into this storyline. Now that you know these common mistakes, it's time to put your characters to work. If you are looking for more videos on storytelling, hit that subscribe button, because I do weekly videos on storytelling and I am rolling out products. If you're interested in that Notion template, it is still down in the description. So please give it a click. Keep writing, stay creative, and I will catch you guys next week with another video. Bye!